Okay, welcome back to another edition of Real BatDude Reacts. We are continuing our reaction to Amber Heard's testimony in the trial, the defamation trial, on Thursday, May 5th. This is her afternoon session. This is our video number 7. And so we're about an hour in to her afternoon testimony. And now we're going to be we're taking these in half an hour chunks. So let's go on with the next half an hour and see what she has to say. So bear with me just a moment. Sorry about that.
Okay, so tell us about the couples therapy in November 2014.
So Dr. Cowan, this man who is friends with Kipper, who's treating me, agreed to see Johnny and I together. And I don't know how many minutes of that went on before Johnny stormed out, knocked something off the table on his way out, and rolled a joint in the bathroom before storming out of the office.
Jeez.
Slamming the door.
You know they're objecting to that.
All right,
You know they're going to rebut
I'm going
that.
to take you up to December of 2014, and specifically December 17, 2014.
He disrespected a doctor's
I'm going
office
to ask you to take what, if anything, do you recall
By knocking-
of an incident with Mr. Depp
by knocking over something in a doctor's office and rolling a joint. That's pretty disrespectful.
to Clive
I don't know.
Barker?
He was the sci-fi writer that I liked. Well, fantasy sci-fi writer.
Horror.
I kind of had a dream project based on a book that I loved of this author. He's just a weirdo genius
Weirdo.
artist.
That's
writer.
like the second.
And I had a meeting with him through another director about.
Why does the word
he's
weirdo
helping
on the
me
tip
make
of her tongue?
a movie.
She described
And,
Johnny Depp's children as weirdos as well.
I just remember I believe we were at the ECB. It was in December of 2014
Both?
when Johnny found out that I had this meeting scheduled, and was furious at me. Accused me of having this plan to sleep with this. He was mad that I was taking the meeting at this man's house, but the man was very ill, like terminally ill, and not able to leave his bed or his home. He was under home care and very ill. And the person who was introducing us explained to me how we had to meet, and I did. And that was a big problem for Johnny. At first, it was that he was concerned about my safety, and I thought
You
that
think
was
he,
sweet. And there is
according to
something
her, he's so terrible, she should be lucky that he lets her get up in the morning at all. Like, can I have permission to get out of bed? I mean, bro, really?
I thought was sweet and romantic about that, but combined with the drinking, it was not very long before I was being accused of full on having this other plan to sleep with the writer in order to get this part that I was already being, basically offered to develop.
Well, you're already
And
pretty
it was
thirsty,
just
let me
this-
tell you.
He switched from he was accusing me of having this ulterior motive with this director, the director having it with me, then with this writer, and the important thing I can try to get across in this moment is that nothing I said, no amount of explaining, apologizing, accepting, not accepting, agreeing to not go, nothing worked. Nothing
Scope?
changed.
Can we stay on track?
How mad he was at me and constantly telling me I had done something wrong to deserve what was happening. Until, of course, he takes it too far,
Oh, he takes it too
hits
far.
me too hard, breaks too many things in the house, and then leaves, which was the pattern. And he would leave and not have to deal with the cleanup.
I mean, he brushed his teeth so hard, He cracked his toothbrush. He just breaks everything.
He never had to deal with the cleanup. He never had to deal with the destruction or see me or the house that he had destroyed. He never had to deal with my face. The next
what
day,
cleanup do you do?
Just go. I called it splitting. You just split.
Excuse me.
And
he has housekeepers.
Eventually, I get an apology of some kind.
I know she means metaphorical cleanup.
Or I would get an offer to have him come over. He would offer to come over and talk or give me my peace or give me my goodbye. And in many ways, I found myself accepting that, knowing it was kind of false pretense, because I too wanted to resolve it. I didn't want him to think I was sleeping with this sci-fi writer. I didn't want him to think that I was this slut.
Here comes the tears.
Said I was all the time. I mean, part of me really wanted to believe that he didn't mean those things, and I wanted to get to that part of him that would tell me he didn't mean what he said and that he was acting this way because he was messed up, you know. And the cycle would repeat, I suppose.
Was there any physical violence on or around December 17, 2014?
Sure. When isn't there?
Yes is the answer to your question.
Sure.
I don't really remember what happened in
Sure,
that
but
fight.
just let's just throw some in. You know, I don't remember what was going on in that time, but sure, let's just throw some. We'll just throw it in there. Of course, there's got to be something. Got to be something.
I remember more afterwards. I remember how apologetic he was for it. I remember him telling me he took it too far. I remember him saying he'd never do it again. And I remember wanting to get to Christmas. You know, Christmases are hard, probably for everyone. And I remember it was close enough to Christmas that I was tired. And I wanted to be in a forgiving, not forgiving, I wanted to be in a kind, gentle, peaceful.
She said, I was tired, and he raised his eyebrows behind his glasses like, you were tired, huh?
State for Christmas. I didn't want to go through a breakup at this time. I didn't want to, that's what I remember of that time.
Let's bring up Defendant's Exhibit 321, Michelle. And this is on 12/17/2014. Is this a text message exchange between you and Mr. Depp?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I'd like to move the admission of Defendant's 321.
Any objection?
Sorry, Your Honor, just a quick minute. Your Honor, no objection.
All right, 321 in evidence. You can publish it, please.
Amber, I'm just going to turn your attention to this. This is an email exchange between you and Mr. Depp, and he says, I am truly sorry to have upset you to the degree that I have. I couldn't be more sorry for yet again ruining your day. I do, of course, take your generosity, your selflessness, your affection, and your sweet doting deeply into my heart, and I think that I've been reciprocal. Agony is never the answer to any equation or occasion, nor is rage. Please know that my apology is sincere and solid, and as stupid as it sounds, I hope your meeting with Clive Barker is excellent.
Doesn't say whose rage. Doesn't say whose rage. I mean, he's a sensitive type of person from what it appears from his testimony and others. He's a passionate, sensitive person. Maybe they had a verbal argument and he's apologizing. I mean...
You see that?
Yes.
Okay, and then you respond, thank you for your words.
Doesn't seem like she does a lot of apologizing.
Left Betty Sue's, that's his mother?
Yes, and I then had a glass of wine with
Sure.
my former agent. Megan,
Sure you did.
That
A mega glass.
afterwards, she encouraged.
Objection, hearsay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
All right, and we can take that down.
Wait,
Let's bring
wait,
up
wait, how can I lie?
325, Defendants 325, please.
I don't remember December, but I'm sure Johnny did something to me. I'm a babe in the woods. I'm the angel here, who can do and did no wrong whatsoever. Never, ever, ever, ever.
And this is an email exchange the following day, 12/18/2014. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I'd move the admission of Defendants 325. It's already in. Oh, it's already in, Your Honor. My apologies. We'll get that figured out at lunch.
Way to go. Way to go.
It's already in,
It's
so.
been in evidence. Does anybody over there have the list of evidence that's already in evidence?
Yes.
Okay, we're making sure.
Ours indicates it is. It's in.
It's in evidence.
Without redactions, Your Honor.
It was redacted. I don't know
Awesome.
what it was redacted to.
The redactions don't.
That's how it is in evidence, Mr. Murphy?
She was saying something.
We can check. We'll check our copy.
The attorney in back, she was saying something.
It's fine, Your Honor. We've confirmed.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. It can be published.
Thank you.
You know, but if Johnny is doodling in his notebook, which I don't think he is, maybe a few doodles. He clearly looks like he's writing. You could see it was going off the paper. So he's
Yes.
taking notes and
See it on your
journaling.
screen?
But if
All
he
right, we can
doodles
see
here
that
and there,
there.
who can
Great.
blame
You
him?
could just share it there. Oh, got it? Okay, thank you. All right, good.
Okay, thank you. So this is from Mr. Depp, right? Says, it's a way, I've let it go too far, went too far. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
I always regret it when I jump, or worse, when you jump.
Yeah.
I don't want to be conditioned to continue.
Or worse, when you jump. So she's admitting this text message into evidence, and yet it states when she jumps. She is an instigator at times.
That behavior. Therefore, I'll put in heavy work with shrink. What is your understanding of what he's referring to with shrink?
Psychologist.
Objection calls for speculation.
Did you have an understanding of what he meant?
Yes, I knew exactly what he meant.
And what did he mean?
Shrank is shrink.
What did he call shrink?
Johnny called shrinks, meaning of psychologists, therapists, shrink.
Okay. I'm sorry for being less, for your disappointment in me, for my behavior. I'm a fucking savage. You see that?
It's his way
Yes.
he speaks.
Gonna
They
lose
both
that. Gonna
swear.
lose that. The devil is
They-
all around, right?
They both are dramatic. It's how he talks.
you
You're
respond
taking
to this.
texts out of context.
And of course, before you go there, and he says, I am well aware I should have been bigger at the moment, and that it will never again manifest.
Mind
in negative
you,
experiences. It can be done.
This is
What a
like
killer
2 months
concept
after
to visualize.
detox. 3 months,
See
tops.
that?
Yes, I do.
And you respond, I love you, I miss you already, correct?
That's right.
Right. And what, if anything, is that consistent with the cycle that you have described?
Well, the language he used after particularly violent episodes was savage, monster, devil. And so we ended up both calling his other side, the side of Johnny that would do and say unbelievably horrible things.
Ugh.
It was very different from the other Johnny.
Like, say, mass
The
murderer.
exact opposite. And
Define-
this is typical.
Define unbelievably horrible things. Things that offend you and your hypersensitivity. Define horrible as to what the world would define as horrible things.
of the apologies that I would get when he took it too far physically. I was encouraged because I thought it meant he understood that he could really hurt me. Sometimes I didn't think he understood how much he could hurt me.
He probably couldn't because you're psycho.
I mean, so
You're hypersensitive.
after this,
His own attorney's giving him thumbs up.
I had a visible bruise. I don't remember where, but I remember what other people, well, I can't say that, what they said, so. Anyway, and I, in these fights, would try to stand up for myself. By December 2014. I was pushing back, I'd push him off of me, I'd try to hit his hands away.
And yet they get married in early 2015.
I tried to always get back up, which sometimes not.
She's
sometimes.
had enough now. She's up to here. She's up to here. She's pushing back verbally. She's pushing back physically. Her words. She's had it up to here. But yet, let's get married. Because I know I can cash in.
I was almost always made it worse. Always seemed to provoke him. But I tried. And worse, I would yell at him, I'd scream at him. I'd call him ugly names. So ashamed of the names we'd call each other. It was awful. It was awful. We both got into that pattern. It was so, I felt so angry that this was happening to me, and it just felt so unfair, It felt like nothing I could do, felt like nothing I could do would change the sobriety patterns, felt like nothing I could do would stand up for him, and nothing I did made him stop hitting me. Nothing.
Well, he hit you, right? He hit you straight into the church pews, didn't he?
I tried for over a year, maybe two, of just not responding physically, not responding verbally, just staring at him. I tried to freeze. I tried to go to a different place. I would try then lashing out verbally. I would try to threaten that if he hit me again, that I would call the police. The police were called several times, but I tried to do everything. I even threatened to leave him, and tried to leave him, and nothing was working. And I think by this point in our relationship, we're both saying awful things to each other, screaming at each other, and unfortunately, when Johnny would start hitting me, he'd just win. I don't know how else to describe it.
This might be a good
Okay, that's
time for
good.
the lunch break.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go ahead and take our lunch break at this time until 2 o'clock. Please do not discuss the case or do any outside research, okay? Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So, I guess I was wrong, and I thought this was like on video 5. I said my part 5. I said this was the after the afternoon lunch break, but I guess it wasn't. I guess they just took a break earlier. So this is still part 1 through part 7 here. This video is part 7. Is all her morning testimony. All her morning testimony. And let me tell you, it heats up in the afternoon. She lays it on thick. So we're going to stop here. And we'll pick up with the video 8. This is video 7, right? Yep. Pick up with video 8 after their lunch break. So, you know what? If you like any of these videos, if you come across them, please hit the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And Oh, thank you. And love you. Take care. I hope this is a good weekend for you. Have a good weekend.